check it out. Come and check us out as we think it's a sports show. Come see what we about. Check it out. Come and check us out as we think it's a sports show. Come see what we about. Hey, Mike, Rad, Mills, Preach. Come check us out so you can see how everybody think. Mike, Rad, Mills, Preach. The show's about to start, so everybody take a seat.
All right, and we back. Yep. This is We Think It's a Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike D, and we got a great show for you as always. So let me introduce the guys. Don't need to even waste any time. Y'all know who they are. First up, my big cuz, who get 'em, Mills get 'em. My A1 since day 2, Rad, and my point guard, Preach. How was our weekends, fellas?
Can I say something? Is there a reason why you always introduce me last?
Bro, best for last.
Oh, okay, all right.
But that's not right. You just last. That's it. You literally just last. So, but go ahead, Preach. If you could start the weekend talk. What you got?
I had a pretty good week.
Pretty good week. Nice.
Yeah, I had a pretty good week. It wasn't necessarily eventful. I mean, the 4th of July, fireworks, some grilling, some eating. Sunday, it was a church day. It wasn't a really long day. And, I'm here with you guys on Tuesday. So, pretty good week. I can't complain.
Solid. How about you, Rat?
My weekend was good. Shout out to my little brother, Imeo Icebox. He got married. It was a nice wedding. Shout out to my girl, Sean. She's probably watching. She did a real good job. She decorated that joint. It was real fire.
Shout out Mama Sean.
We had a nice little after party joint. Just it was fun. It was a fun weekend. My sister's birthday, we celebrated with her. So it was just all good. I was around the family all this weekend, every day, pretty much, and a real strong, nice weekend.
Did y'all social distance? Everybody wore their mask?
Everybody wore their mask at
no. Sometimes.
That's crazy.
They wore their mask sometimes.
Yo, in the stores, when we went to in stores or in places outside,
nobody wore their mask. Okay, COVID for everybody. All right, Mills.
I'm good.
Oh, man.
He said, "You don't know that." I hate when people say that. I'm good. How do you know? You have no clue.
I hope you don't have COVID though.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm not gonna say I'm not good. What you want me to say?
You don't know. I'm
gonna speak it into existence. I'm good.
What? You're right. You're right.
You good, bro. You good.
You believe in speaking into power of the tongue.
Yes,
go
thank
ahead,
you.
Nah, my weekend was pretty much good like everybody else's, man. It's always good to be around family and the ones you love. I spent the weekend around, family. Sister's birthday was this weekend.
Shout out Tony.
Because 4th of July was around my wife's family, so it's good to, see her side of the family as well. So overall, it was a good weekend for me.
All right, and I love that you guys gave those answers. My weekend was solid. Threw some food on the grill. Watched Hamilton, which I thought was dope. But all of our weekends involve some type of partying, some type of cookout. So that's where I want to start. The cookout is a staple. The backyard cookout is a staple in the Black community. So much that we glorify it, and we determine if a white person is cool or not by if they're invited to the cookout. So I want to start there. What is the must-have for a backyard cookout? The thing that gotta be there for you. If it's not there, Preach leaving in the car, I can't believe they didn't have this, Preach. What's the one thing you need at a backyard cookout?
Rad, you start this.
Okay.
I think I don't.
For me, it's salines and baked beans. That's what I need. Salines and baked beans. You know what I mean? I don't need no other hot dog. If it's some Frank, some any other
man.
Oscar Myers, we good on that. I need salines and baked beans. That's what I need.
Salines and baked beans. And you made it rhyme too.
That's what I do. You know what I
mean? Go ahead, Millie. Go ahead, Mill. Salines and baked beans for Rad.
I'm gonna keep it real basic. I mean, you said backyard, cookout. You gotta have a grill. The grill has to be fired up while I'm there.
Yeah.
For real. Check it though. Listen.
Boys can't come with the George Foreman, man.
Nah, bro.
Air fryer.
The food.
Air fryer outside.
The food can't be pre-made. I gotta see you whipping it up on a grill with the music in the background. If that's not the vibe, I'm not coming.
Have a grill.
All right, Mills. So what happened if the food start at 2 and you don't show up to 5 and they done cooking? Like, you not eating?
Bro, most people leave the hot dog and stuff next to the grill.
That's true.
That don't mean they use the grill. It's just an illusion, bro.
But I'm not eating it cold anyway. You're gonna throw mine back on there.
I understand that.
Yeah, go ahead, preach.
That's an interesting question. I to be honest, I guess the only requirement for me is I'm with Rad, Salin's hot dogs. Like, if there is no Saline hot dogs, then like, because if you got a beef hot dog, if you got a ballpark fry, if you got anything like that, it's a no-go for me. Because obviously here in Buffalo, we eat Saline. So, I mean, it's just like...
Saline and baked beans.
I heard people
I don't know.
I think it's Saline and some, I guess white people call it Saline.
I don't know what Rad is talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what Rad
but,
is.
Salines and baked beans, though.
But as far as baked beans, I'm not. That's neither here nor there. But as far as the hot dog, absolutely has to be Saline.
Big bugging.
Is it bacon in the baked beans, Rad, or you just straight up just
bushes? It's ground. It could be ground beef.
Oh, ground beef. I respect
ground
that.
Turkey. I'm not gonna get out the recipe on here. You know what I'm saying? But baked beans with the ground beef,
with the brown sugar. All right.
A lot of stuff in there, bro. A lot of different stuff to make it.
Good answers. All of y'all are wrong, especially Mills. Mills is terribly wrong. But the right answer is a cooler. Unless it's not. Unless you're my family, you got the 4 coolers, the water joint, you got the Pepsi joint reserved for people over 50, you got the off-brand pop, the Lemon Twist and Dr. Thunder, you got the Huggies. Because if I come to your house, a backyard barbecue, and I gotta go inside and get my drinks out the fridge, bro, it is over. Like, let's keep it 2 Virgils for a second. What's house protocol? Do I gotta take my shoes off, shoes on? I gotta wash my hands every time before I go in there.
It's the basement. It's the basement, bro. You know how it's the basement.
It's the basement.
To the basement. Like basement, the little kids be in there sometimes. Like the basement is a part of the backyard.
Is there a fridge?
Yeah.
Is there a fridge?
It could be a
fridge. No, it gotta be a cooler. If it
be a deep freezer too.
And it gotta be something. But if I gotta wash my hands every time, and now I'm ashy. Now your drunk uncle calling me Ashy Larry, bro. I'm not going for it, bro. If you don't have a cooler, I'd rather just drink hose water than go inside and get the fridge, bro.
So you just don't want to go inside the house, is what you're saying,
bro? It depends. It depends on who it is. Yeah. If it's family, maybe. Go ahead.
Because my dad had the epic cookouts, and we didn't have coolers. We had a deep freezer in the garage.
Well, that's fine. Okay. That's fine. I don't gotta go in the house.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everything is subjective to the house that you're going to. Like saying that beverages are supposed to be, up front, or beverages are supposed to be out, then that's fine if you include that. But as far as a cookout, I mean, I would assume that beverages they're going to be there in some form or some way.
Gotta be outside. I don't want to go in the house and go in your fridge.
But
if I gotta go in your fridge, bro,
I agree with that though. I agree with that.
But Mike, if it's a African American's cookout, then you're not going into anybody's house. Like,
so you never been to a cookout? We had to go in, like the pops in the freezer. They still a little warm, so they threw them in the freezer.
If it was my family, but if it was just a random cookout, I'm not going in your house.
Exactly. If you don't got a cooler, it's quiet.
But it all depends on what house. I know the basement and garages are a part of the backyard cookouts.
Yes,
in my family.
But do I have to take off my shoes if I'm going in the basement? Depends. Some people got finished basements. My basement, no shoes.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If I take my shoes off at your cookout, you're doing it wrong. All right.
She have on pops anyway, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay, whatever. I know, but no. In all seriousness, I do want to start here though, because we all have some type of cookout or a wedding or anything. But this weekend was the 4th of July, and this is not a new debate by any stretch. but it's ramping it up with the protests, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. Juneteenth is getting more popular. It's popular in Buffalo, where we're from, but everywhere. NFL made it a holiday. State workers got off. So now is the time I really want to ask you fellas. And it was funny because Sam said 4th of July, Mills said 4th of July. But it's the kind of like this taboo that Black people aren't supposed to, celebrate it. So Mills, you were in the Air Force, and I know we don't say this enough, but thank you for your service. But as a Black man and as a vet, how do you feel? Do you think Black people should celebrate 4th of July?
I don't believe the African American race are independent. Only because slavery was still going on when the Declaration of Independence was signed. It was a long time before the last slave was free in Texas. And how can you classify it, as a totality as the word independent when everybody, didn't have their freedom? So, I mean, I look at it as if everybody has their choice, their own opinion. So if you choose to celebrate it, you can. When I look at it, me personally, I don't celebrate it for the actual event and the actual name. But me, I celebrate it because I got a day off from work and I get to hang with the family, with the friends, and just enjoy, the time out with everybody and fellowship with one another.
Respect that. How about you, Rat?
That was interesting, Mills. I'm glad you put it like that. Because to be honest, I never celebrated it as far as Independence Day, as being like we got our independence from, the British. I never looked at it like that. In school you learn about it, but it kind of like nobody cares. It's just a cookout. It's just, it's a day to have a cookout. Like honestly, like most of the reasons that Black families have cookouts during these holidays. But do I think Black people should celebrate the 4th of July in its totality? It's interesting.
I know Black people aren't a monolith, and we don't like speaking as like Black people, but I'm just saying, well, just your opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's how you see yourself. Do you see yourself as a Black person in America, just struggling, and or do you see yourself, or do you look at yourself as a human, like if you people think it's a social construct? If I don't want to marginalize myself in America is the greatest country in the world, well, as I would see, the fact that we can have this conversation, the fact that we can produce our show, the fact that we can put a shoe out, it's like it's the greatest country in the world, and nobody is putting us down, stopping us from doing that. So on some aspect, I think it's worth to be celebrated because we have a lot of freedoms. Now, as far as Black people in America, there's a lot more to go. Yeah, there's a lot more we need, a lot more things we need to accomplish and gain. But on some level, there is a level to be celebrated. But it's a lot more to go. We're not finished, but you can't celebrate it.
So do you think? So you think it depends? Do you see yourself as Black or do you see yourself as American? If you look at yourself as more of a like I'm just an American, then you celebrate it. But if you see yourself as Black, you may be a little hesitant. Is that what you're trying to get at, right?
Yeah, something like that. Something like if you can separate the two. Like if you wearing your Black cape, is it a room for you to put on your American cape? Do you do that? Do you switch it out? Do you
Superman now?
No, for real, because some people, you wear your cape. You wear your Black cape all around, and you just not singularly Black. You know what I mean? So it depends on what you do. If you choose to do that, that's up to you. I mean, but I think it's something to being American. There is something to that,
I respect that.
It can be celebrated.
I guess I agree to with Rad. Like as far as celebrating, it's up to the individual. I mean, I don't like the fact that we are not a monolith and we do not do all or do everything the same. That means it's up to the individual. And I don't think it, like, you can't really differentiate between who you are. If you were born here, then I mean, you are a citizen of the United States. That's just a fact. There's no way of getting around that. And as far as celebrating the independence of our country, like the question is, show me a country where bad things didn't happen to innocent people. Show me, and I'll show you heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm serious. Like, what I'm just saying, if you can show me that place on this earth, then I'll concede. But I don't know who. Somebody got some TV on. I can hear it.
Yo, bro, you know it's Mills, bro.
It's Mills. Mills, you listen to
It ain't me this time.
Okay. Somebody's listening to TV. But listen, my point is,
maybe Canada. Everybody say Canada is one of those places. I don't hear no big
Canada is not. Canada is not one of those places. But right. that place doesn't exist. Is my point.
All right.
So, with that being said, yes, it is true. Raz said it right. There are things that we as Black people we still haven't got. There are certain things that we're still fighting for. But at the same time, I believe that America is a place where we built, a sense of resilience that, like no matter what they're trying to do, they being the powers that be, to our race, we're still here, we're fighting back, and we're still, moving up the ladder. We have billionaires. We're creating generational wealth across the board. Like our consciousness is really happening. And it just didn't start yesterday. It's been happening. And so with that being said, I mean, that happened here in America. Like it happened here on this land. So for me, it's like, yeah, you can celebrate it, but just celebrate it for those reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like celebrate it that we have this opportunity, even though, we've been pushed down, we've been knocked down, we still keep getting back up and we still keep rising to the top. So celebrate it for that reason. That is our independence.
I guess, would you tell an Indian that about selling Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they do or not. I'm a little ignorant on that fact, but I would imagine that they wouldn't. But that's something that I don't think they would celebrate, because they weren't, even they were a part of it. It comes with trauma. You know what I mean?
True. But that's a specific. That's very specific. You know what I'm saying? And I would tell the Indians that if you want to celebrate it, just go into a casino and celebrate it. Or Native Americans.
My bad.
I apologize. Yes, if we're going to be politically correct.
No, that's really correct.
That is political. Yeah. No, it is politically correct. But and actually, we're going to get into a topic like that in a minute. But anyways, I would tell them to go into one of their casinos and celebrate it there. They feel a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying?
To the natives' point, they are on some level treated differently.
Yeah, they are.
So it is a different aspect far as, you know what I mean? They got, they were reserved land. They were, it's a different, I don't want to go into that. It's a different, very, like he said, very specific thing. Like,
yeah, they got their 40 acres and a mule. We ain't get ours yet. So I mean, they feel a little bit better than we do.
Yeah.
So let's just be clear.
I respect that. Like I said, I watched Hamilton this weekend. It deals with the Revolutionary War, and he was against slavery. So you kind of feel good for him. And when they won the war, you feel good, almost patriotic in a way, right? No, we beat the British. But then right after that, we watched Roots, and it got to the part where the messenger rode in on horseback, said we were free. People clapped and cheered, and then the slaves went right back to work in the field. So should Black people celebrate Independence Day? No, we were slaves for another 90 years until Juneteenth. So should we? Absolutely not. Do we? Of course we do, because we all did. And I don't know why it doesn't have to be a debate about whether we should celebrate or not. Like you said, let's do it for the reasons that you said, Sam. Let's do it for the reason that Mills said. Let's do it for the reason that Rad said. It doesn't have to be this thing of we off work. Let's just have a barbecue. Let's have a cookout. And if you like America, I do. That day started all of this. The democracy, the Constitution, Bill of Rights, all that stemmed from there, which is good. Those are good. The people is the issue. The idea of America is perfect. It's great.
Ideology of America is
great. It's the people that make it bad. So if you want to celebrate America as the idea and versus America, the people, then do that. But you shouldn't try not to do it just because you feel like you got to wear your black cape. It's okay. Just have a hot dog, like Rad said, salines and baked beans, and be and just enjoy your day off.
Enjoy your day off. That's right.
I appreciate that. So let's go to the NFL because NFL back at it now, boys. They're back at it. Ever since Patrick Mahomes came out in that video screaming Black Lives Matter, NFL been kind of scrambling. They gave $100 million over 10 years. They gave people off for Juneteenth. And now week 1, I can't wait for this. Week 1, lift every voice and sing. Mills, do you know the second verse?
I have to sing the entire song.
No, you don't know the second verse.
He does not know the second verse.
So the NFL plans on playing the Black National Anthem. Yes, it's a Black National Anthem, everybody. Mills, if you don't listen.
I don't know why. How would you ask him that?
My man, he did the music. But the NFL is planning on playing a Black National Anthem before week 1 games, which I'm very interested to see how that shakes up, what happens. So, Rad, what did you think when you first seen that? I know I was dying laughing.
I was like, wow. It's funny because I was at rehearsal, wedding rehearsal, and my father was in the pew right in front of me, and I was like, yo, Pops, they doing the Black National Anthem before the game. He said, what? He said, word? He said, you're lying. Like, no, you're lying. I said, no. I said, let me go see if they. I was like, nah, they're gonna do it week 1. He said, yo, that's crazy. So it's like, it's one of those things. Like, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it. I think it's dope. I think the song should be. I think it's a good song. I think it's a good song. I sung it a lot of times with my family at family functions at Kwanzaa. We go to Kwanzaa every year. I sung a lot of times. So I know the song very well. I know it means a lot.
What's the second verse?
I gotta sing it just like you. But I think it's a dope idea. I do think some fans probably it's gonna be recordings of people kneeling doing that anthem or something crazy, or trying to be controversial. It's gonna be some controversial things coming out of it, I think. But I think it's dope. I think it's dope. I don't think it's no bad to it. I think it's dope. All in all.
All right, go ahead, preach. What you think, man?
Okay, plot twist. I love the words to the song. I do not like that song. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't. I don't, and I especially don't like when we sing it as a collective because no one knows the words, and it's really frustrating because every time we get to a certain part, sing a song, and then it just goes bad.
Yeah, but how often do you hear it? I mean, how often do you hear it?
I hear it all the time, literally. At all banquets of any church function, they sing that song for some strange reason. It's
the Black National Anthem. It's not strange.
They always sing the Black National Anthem at any banquet for anything for church. For some strange reason they do. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna be honest. I think the NFL think that they're slick. Because what they're really doing is eliminating protests. And I think it's a very smart way of doing it to say, okay, we're going to do the Black National Anthem, but in reality, what you're doing is you're stopping, NFL players from taking a knee, because that was the whole.
You don't
point.
think they're going to take a knee still?
I mean, what would be the? I mean, like, what are you doing that for?
Well, it was never about the anthem, though. It was never about just the anthem. But what I'm saying
song. Is they did it while the anthem was playing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that was the point. That was
when the black one go off, you take a knee for the white one. What do you mean?
True, but it doesn't have the same effect. You know what I'm saying? Like that. The whole point of it was protest in that sense was to be, for lack of a better term, noisy. It was a statement, and for them to take a knee during that, because people really take that serious. And I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think they care about the Black National Anthem. So I don't like, and I want to see this. I want to see if there going to be any of our counterparts, our white counterparts, putting their hand over their chest during the Black National Anthem. I think not. I don't think
I didn't do that during the national anthem. Just held hands.
No. We did not. We didn't do it, but they
held
did.
Hands.
No. We didn't. We don't, but they do. They do all that stuff. They're very patriotic. I'm not saying that I'm not. And also, I want to know what are we gonna do if a white person takes a knee in protest of the Black national anthem? Then what? What is our response to that?
Nothing. What are you protesting, sir?
He's protesting the fact that they took off the national anthem, the American national anthem.
They didn't take it off, bro. It's
they did. They're not playing it.
They not playing both? They playing both.
They're playing both.
They're playing both?
They're playing both. There's no way they not.
So and it's only for week 1, bro. It's 16 more weeks. The protest. It's just for week 1 games.
Okay, then my position is the NFL is still slick because they just throwing us a bone now.
It's kind of like maybe with hockey when they play the Canadian national anthem and then play the American.
They have a lot of Canadian. No, they have a lot of Canadian.
No. I'm saying no. I'm saying they're gonna play one. They're gonna play the other.
They actually have Canadian teams, like a lot of them.
Bro, well, you missed my point. My point is they're just gonna play both. It's not about the significance of it. They're gonna play both. All right, go ahead, Mills.
I think it's a total can of garbage. Because week one gonna make me happy for week 1. What about week 2, week 3, week 5? Why can't this be, an every week thing? Are you just doing it just to get, the African Americans to be, happy and feel that you actually care? Because in the long run, I mean, you got my attention for week 1. But what about the remainder of the weeks? And I think if they're going to, start this and have this as, the approach they're going to go, it should be firm. It should be something that they're dedicated to do each and every week, just to let us know, hey, we're behind you guys. We actually feel your pain, something like that. But not just to do it 1 week and say, hey, I see what you guys got going on, but week 2, I don't care about you guys anymore. So forget y'all. It should be something that should be done every week, if you're going to do it.
I agree with Mills on if players want to push it for it to be every week, but that's probably more maybe a copyright thing, maybe who you paying. I don't know who owns the Black National.
It's public domain.
It's a public domain. Okay, yeah. All right, but yeah, I do agree with Mills, but I don't agree with it being a garbage. A lot of to keep it a buck, out of our friends group, who do you think would have known what the Black national anthem was? If you just asked them, we just sent out the text.
That's not true. That because we hear it's at graduations. Is that most graduations?
They teach it to you in elementary school.
Yeah, so it's not.
But I'm saying that no public place plays it. Like no. Where have you heard it out? You don't hear out.
It's just at black functions.
Yeah, so I'm saying so I'm throwing that. I think you saying throwing us a ball. I think that it's important. I think it brings light to the song. I think the song is the song, and I think it brings light to the song.
Right,
at bare minimum.
I don't think it's a good song.
I'm pretty sure
it does bring light to the song. Hold on, Ante. Let me say this. I agree. I do agree to some degree with what Rad is saying, because are they playing the Jew national anthem? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if there is a Jew national anthem. I'm sure they have a song.
No.
But I'm sure that they have a song that they love. That means something to them.
But bro, let me stop you because like
Bro's
you said, when you said my hockey comparison wasn't no apples to apples or whatever, bro. We are 75% of the league, and
but
for
not
us,
of the country.
But bro, this is football. We talking about football.
Yeah, but we're talking about a viewership though.
I know,
but
if the NFL want to come out and say, okay, we are supporting the 75% of our league with this song, then let them do that. And then if some Jewish people want to come out and say like, hey, no, we have this song, can you guys play this too? Then that's an argument. But I hate when people make a straw man
argument.
Well, we can't do this because then we got to do this. It's a slippery slope.
No.
So what are you saying then?
I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that you're saying 75% of the people who play. I'm saying majority of the people who watch. And you can't have, or you really can't make both happy, because the reality is that the people who watch, if you want to keep it all the way above, and the people who sponsor you and the people who pay for those, commercial slots are not people who have the same pigment as you and I. I'm just
bro.
I'm the whole truth.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just telling the whole truth.
And the black people not playing, it'll be Canada. The fifth most, it will be not Canada. It'll be hockey.
Okay.
So
and
hockey is not as popular as football.
But if the white people are not paying, it would be nothing either. You do realize that, right?
They're gonna pay. Something's got to be in that spot. Something's got to be there. Something got to be. They're gonna give their money to some. If football go away, something's gonna go back to that spot.
When have they ever gave money to black people? What are you talking about? If it just wasn't this, and they like, I don't know what do you mean?
I don't get what you're saying, but we can move on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what saying, bro. No, they aren't black. Yes, we get that. But the NFL had a problem on their hands with their players calling them out. They had to stop that, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, they are doing it because, oh, we love black people. Yeah. They trying to be allies and say, like, okay, we got 75% of our league or 70% of the league is being black. We got Patrick Mahomes, we're gonna talk about him later, who just got $500 million contract, is calling out Roger Goodell. You telling me he's not gonna do nothing? And say, well, what about the Jewish sender? Like, come on, bro. Like, I get you trying to say, but it's just not an argument that I didn't hold any water at all. Obviously, that's why they playing.
If it could be a group, it can be a group of white people in the room. They could be Irish, Italian, Jewish, whatever. But when a black person come in the room, they're all white. Point blank period. They're all become white.
Right.
It's that simple. It's that simple. They're no longer Irish. They're no longer Italian. They're all white. So
the issue is you already said it, that's a social construct. Because if you go anywhere else in the world,
we're not. We're here in America, bro. I know, but I'm dealing with America.
Sam is making straw man arguments.
I'm not making that argument. No. I'm not making that argument. My whole point is that the Black National Anthem is of it. It doesn't matter. Like, them playing it really does not move the needle. Like Mills said, it's a bag of shells. What are we talking about? What I'm saying is that if they played the Jewish national anthem, would that mean anything else? No, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a song.
But the Jewish community history in America isn't it's not really tied together like the black people.
Okay, say I'm ignorant of the Jewish history in America, because to say that's a wrong statement.
I'm saying
that's just wrong. You don't know their plight, and I'm not comparing plights. That's not what I'm doing.
All right, bro, you won.
I'm not saying that black people didn't have it hard, or I'm not comparing plights. All I'm saying is that playing the national anthem is a mere bag of shells.
You're right.
So I guess so we not have the national anthem, the American one either? If it's just a song, why do we play that? Preach.
It's a mere bag of shells.
Oh, so every song is a mere bag of shells. Yo.
Yeah, I mean, clearly.
God, that just scared me. Who dog was that?
My dog ain't like Sam's statement, man. I'm sorry.
Yo, I'm crying. No. It's funny because I kind of agree with Preach and Mills that it doesn't really matter.
That's all I'm saying.
We screamed at the NFL to make change, right?
Yeah.
And they are showing us that they really don't know about black people, because the fact that they thought like giving $100 million over 10 years, I mean, whatever, it's money, that's fine. Juneteenth, all right, cool. The Black National Anthem, I hear that once a year when I go to my Black History event. Like, so my thing is, what's next? Like Pre said, NFL about to offer 40 acres and a mule. Like, these are things that should have been done in 1865. Juneteenth, Black National Anthem. No. But my point is, I don't get what they are trying to do. If this is them trying to make amends with the black community, this is not how you do it. I mean, I respect it for the most. I just want to see it because I want to see all the white people be like, "Yo, what is going on?" That's the only reason. That's the only reason. I don't need to hear it. If they want to play it, they can play it. But I just think like there's so much more you can be doing. And like I keep saying, if you want to show me that Black Lives Matter, show me that Black leadership matters, and give me some coaches, some GMs, and some owners. That's the only thing NFL can do really, besides give money.
They're not going to
everything else. Everything. Okay. If you want to be like the NBA and let players wear "I Can't Breathe" T-shirts, that's fine. But that's not what I'm saying. I want to see you hire some black people and put them in positions of power.
They're not.
Until then, it's all just a mere bag of shells, like Sam. I appreciate.
But they're not going to do that.
That's all. That was my whole point.
Then don't do nothing. I don't need this then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a token. That's all they're giving us. It's just a token. And the reason why I brought up some of those things, right? And I do at a core level, it is black against white at a core level. I do understand that. But the reason why they don't have to put this particular group song or this particular group song is because they already have stake and ownership in things.
Exactly.
We don't, so they give us a national anthem for 1 week. That's how they do us, man. I'm just being honest.
Bro, keep it a buck, bro. You're right. There's a limit of what people gonna do for you. Like when people have to start giving away things that they have, giving away their liberties. Like a lot of white people is on our side, but if it get to a point where they have to give up stuff they gotta own, give up their kid can't go to college they want to go, or something, they're gonna stop and say no. We're not doing that. So it's always a point in time where they're not going to be for the black cause. So I'm telling you that they're not going to give up their liberties and their freedoms and their privilege for a black person to have it. So they're not going to give up. They're not just going to give nobody ownership. That's not something they're going to do. So I don't know how it's going to happen, but they're not giving up ownership. I don't think.
Yeah, but I don't want to be rocked to sleep again like we've been for so many years and be happy and just settle with the Black National Anthem. I
want the Black National Anthem and I want ownership. I can have both, you know?
Yeah, if you can have both, you can have both. But I feel like this is them rocking us to sleep.
Yeah, they're not going to be, yeah.
All right.
So it's just a dream.
All right, so let's move on. Damn, I got a little more feisty than I thought. It was the Black National Anthem supposed to bring us together. I don't know. We arguing and stuff. That's crazy. All right, let's move on. So I want to be quick on this because I want to get to that to Patrick Mahomes. But I do want to talk about this before it happens. Because the Washington Redskins is facing a lot of backlash. This has been going on forever too. But they facing a lot of backlash from sponsors like Nike and the likes about their name change. And now Nike took all their apparel offline, and now name change is likely. So Mills, let me get in here. So I guess, what do you think about the situation? Do you think they should change their name, or should they stay strong and keep giving the same BS argument about heritage?
I'm just going to be short and sweet. At this point, the way society is going and everything like that, we're really pushing for, equality, and we're pushing for people to be viewed, a certain type of way. So, I do feel that they should change the name only for that aspect, just so we can show the equality and show how some people aren't looked down upon compared to others, just to show that we are fair, in all areas.
Do you have a name proposal that they can go with?
The Redskins are trash, so they probably should have to be called the Trash Cans, at this point. But no, I really don't. I don't have a name. I don't have a name proposal. Not at all.
Yeah, I'm crying. I am crying.
But their colors are dark brown.
I didn't know that, but okay.
It's a Cleveland Browns.
They like a darker maroon, right?
Like maroon.
A darker maroon.
That's not darker maroon. Is not dark brown, Bill. Like that is two different.
It's not much good things that's that color.
Roy G. Biv.
That was touch that color. Yeah.
And we was trash.
All right.
I don't know what this weed. Don't stop pulling me into this. Every week, you trying to pull us in.
Except for cross country and track and field. Shout out to my man Shardo. Retirement, man.
Retirement.
For sure.
Coach Shardo. Go ahead, preach. What you think?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I listen. I'll say this. And the words of Martin Luther King, I said it before on a few shows ago, and injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That is a real statement, and I agree with it. But also, this whole changing everything at the drop of a dime because of this, that, and the third, I think we have to take a bigger look at it. It almost reminds me of cancel culture, and we have to be very careful about how we, do certain things. But nonetheless, the name that I came up with is the Washington Diplomats, and just a play on words. It's political. Washington D.C.
Dipset.
There. Yeah, I don't know if they may have to ask Cam. Cam might have a name
Yo, call Killer. Get
Right.
Killer on the line, Snyder.
But
he gonna be like, only if y'all switch the color to pink. Like
but listen, even with the whole movement, I mean, you can get Cam, Jim, probably not Joel.
He ain't got no teeth, dog. He ain't got no teeth.
Yeah, but you can throw that movement in there. You know what I'm saying? Have them have creative control over the unis, the Washington Diplomats. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good name.
That name ain't gonna sell.
I do want to respond to Peach real quick. This argument has been going on for a long time. It's not like, we just woke up one morning and said this is a racist slur. This has been going on for about 10 years, probably longer. But I've been aware of it for about 10 years.
No, it has been going on for a long time. But also, I believe they did research on this, and it was a few Native Americans. I don't know how many, but it was a few Native Americans that said that this name is not offensive to them. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I know everything about the argument, but I remember when ESPN had this whole big thing about it. They did say some Native Americans said that this name is not necessarily offensive. It was just offensive to a particular group of Native Americans, which is still wrong. I just want to be clear.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Rat.
Yeah, I think
hopefully you got a better name than Washington Diplomats and the Washington Trash Cans.
How is Diplomats not a good name? The Diplomat?
That's one of those kids. I'm creating a Madden team name.
Right.
Definitely is. I can see it. It really don't. I mean, I don't really care about the name. I think the name should be changed. If people feel like it's offensive, you should change the name. If enough people say it's offensive, I'm sure it's been going on for some long time. Petitions been written to Snyder, and it should be changed. People are calling for you should change it. It's just a name of a team. Literally, it's like when the New Orleans Pelicans became a team, everybody was killing the name. It's all normalcy. Is nobody care about the name anymore? It's the Pelicans, right? So
it's still a bad name. But
it's still a bad, but it's not a big deal. It's just it's the Pelicans. You know what I mean? So I thought maybe Washington Presidents. Simple.
Yo, I just thought that sitting here, bro.
It's a bigger name in DC that need to be changed. I think the White House should change their name to something else. Now that's a bigger name that needs to be changed to something else, maybe the President's House, or I don't know. But the White House name should be changed from the White House. It's way more bigger than the Redskins being. I'm gonna say that. It's important. Like the Redskins name should be changed. The name of the White House should be changed as well in DC. If we change this,
I'm gonna add that to the list, Rat. So the White House changed their name.
No,
I mean, DC is
the
City.
White.
The house is definitely white.
The house is white. It is painted white. That's why they call it the White House, right? I didn't know if you knew that.
You think it's that simple? You just think it's that simple?
Well, you told me something different because the people that's in there is all white.
You said what?
The people that's in there is all white. That's why they call it the White House.
Yeah, and black people wasn't allowed there for the longest time.
Yeah, and I don't want them to change it until more black people are in. Okay.
What?
Anyway, everybody understand what I'm saying, right?
What?
Well, you said you want more black people in there. Like you want more black presidents?
I want more black presidents. I want more black staff. Yeah, and I'm not talking about groundskeeper, and there's nothing wrong with a groundskeeper. But I'm talking about people who
West Wing.
I'm saying, but it can be said that it's similar if more black people are allowed there, being in a house that's clearly that wasn't made for them. It's called the White House. All these white painters around. It's so change the name, make it more encompassing of black people and people of color to be around there. I think the White House is the bad name. Should change the name different from White House.
I'm not necessarily against you. Yeah, I'm not necessarily against you, Rat, but my own thing, it's the same argument with the song. It's a mere bag of shells. I just want real change. But Mike, you said this was a quick topic.
Yeah, quick topic. I didn't have a great name either. I think it's better than Trash Cans, but I went with the Washington 6 and 10s because that's their record under Brown Rivera.
Oh my goodness!
So that's what I went with. If they want to change anything, it's change Brown Rivera. I don't think he's a great.
It's their first year.
I know.
His first year as a coach.
But might as well go ahead and get up out of there. Then we're gonna see. We're gonna see what they do. Say you don't think it'd be worse?
Yeah, absolutely.
4 and 12, 3 and 13.
Dwayne Haskins.
All right. Now let's move to the only color that really matters, and that's green. And my boy Patty Mahomes with get 10 years, 477 million, maybe 500 and 3 with incentives. So Mahomes just signed a $500 million contract to play football, which is I mean, let that sink in for a second. $503 million to play quarterback. In 2020. And we talk about the Bradshaw days of playing quarterback. I mean, you can barely get touched now. $503 million. So I want to keep saying that. So
it's America.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. So with that said, I just want to throw it out there. So Rad, I'm gonna go to you first, and just see what you think. Like, what did you think when you seen that news break? Because it was crazy when I seen it. I was getting texts all day because people know we're doing a pod now. And everybody like, yo, you see Mahomes? You see Mahomes? Talk about Mahomes? Like, yes, we're gonna talk about Mahomes. Like, we know it's crazy. Go ahead, Rad.
It's crazy because we got the news of how long the deal was before we got how much the deal was.
Yeah.
So when we found out how long the deal was, I was texting my brothers, about, I'm thinking like it's probably gonna be like 200 million guaranteed, 250 probably contract, probably like 250, most of it guaranteed, you know what I mean? 10 years, a lot of time, and when they came and hit you with the 477, I said, oh, I couldn't believe it almost. It's like, wow. You know what I mean? Like literally
144 guarantee, I think.
$500 million. That's all you got to say. He said he potentially get $500 million over 12 short years. You know what I mean? $500 million, that takes people lifetimes and more. People never sniff $1 million. Like I'm talking about the people actually getting the money. Like, you know what I mean? It took somebody whole career to get $500 million, people that's successful on that level. And he's going to get it in a short 12 years. You know what I mean? And he's going to get it faster than that because I'm sure wherever if he with Adidas or Nike, he's going to get 100 or 200 million from them, whatever. So he's going to get a $500 million in the next 10 years. He's probably going to finish his career totality, whatever he do after his career, being a billionaire off rip. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was dope. I'm happy for him. I think that's dope. He has the best start of a career in NFL, one of the best starts of an NFL career that you can have. MVP, Super Bowl MVP. He deserve it. You know what I mean? The NFL makes $30 billion a year. And he's in a half of one over 12. So when you one of the most important players that brings the fans to watching you, and you already got a higher cap, like to figure out the way to shuffle the money from the ownership to the players the best way they can. So I'm all for him getting all bit of the money. He didn't want playing. He didn't want throwing the touchdowns. He had a I'm all for it.
So you don't think that it was too early? Yo, Mills, come show your damn dog over there. What? God damn.
Right.
Cujo, too early as far as what? Like
he only been in the league 3 years. You don't think it was too early to give him that much money?
No, I think for me personally, I think it was a win-win. I think it was a win-win, no deal. I think it was they both got what they wanted. I think to have control over Patrick Mahomes, pretty much for the next 12 years, really, because he got 2 more years left on this deal plus the 10. Is the best case. So it's not like after 5 years you're not gonna have to re-up and get and break the bank again. You got control of it. It's there. You know exactly what you're gonna have the first 3 years is team friendly. So they can still do stuff cap wise and structure, and they're gonna go to him to restructure things. I think is a win-win. He got as much money as he can, and the Chiefs still got flexibility and to sign people and to do what they got to do. So I think it's a win-win on both sides. I definitely don't think it's too early. Hell no. Like, what else can he have done to show you that I'm the best quarterback in the league? Nothing.
Man, we're gonna get to that later. Mills. So what do you think about the deal? You think it was like, what did you think when you first seen it? And you think it was too early to give it to him?
When I first saw it, I'm like, man, this is a lot. Long time, a lot of money. I mean, if you look back at the couple years, maybe what Peyton Manning got his deal, like this is almost triple what Peyton got. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount that they're paying a quarterback right now is a lot of money.
He's worth it.
I mean, is he worth it? That's the big question. As of right now, he is definitely worth it. I think he lost 8 games in his career as a starter. But the thing is, will this continue? will he continue to be as great as he is? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people fall off when they get that money. A lot of people.
Who is a lot of people?
Not quarterbacks.
A lot of people fall off when they get that money. I'm not gonna name no names, but
Gurley.
a lot of people fall off when they get that money. But it also puts a lot of pressure on them too, because they want to live up to that. They want to live up to that money that they just made. So I thought it was a great deal. I thought, like Raz said, I mean, overtime is a great deal. They actually, they actually have, room to make other moves that they have to move in the future. They didn't really lose anything. I think he got 16% of the cap space, something like that.
That's a lot.
So
that's right.
It is.
Okay.
It's the most. It's the most by 1%. It was 15 prior.
I think Russell got 15. I think.
Yeah.
So Mills, was you saying that? Do you think that athletes shouldn't get these big contracts then, so they always kind of stay hungry? Type of get. Well, never get it, but you got to work super hard to get it. To always stay hungry then.
I agree that you should have to work for what you get. I mean, he put in the effort, he put in the work, but the time frame is a long time. Like, if you look at it, me personally, if I was playing football, I'm a linebacker, I got a quarterback making all this money. My goal is to make him have the worst day of his life for 4 quarters. So the pressure going to be on him. The schemes that the players and teams are going to make against him are going to be on all-time high. And I mean, but overall,
because of the money or just the fact
that it was like that anyway.
It was, but I think he's going to have a bigger target on his head now. I want to show that
when Mahomes came in, and if your DC was saying like, yeah, man, it should be an easy day out there today, then he needs to get fired.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Add a target.
That's more of an immediate thing. No, I think that's more of an immediate thing.
Yeah.
Well,
even I don't want to switch sports, but it's the Lonzo Ball. Like, when he came in, he did have a target on his back.
Just because
not just because of money. His dad was talking. Yeah. So targets do happen.
Shout out to Zoe.
All right, so preach. So I don't know if you heard the question or not, but it's pretty much. What did you think about Patrick Mahomes when you see that he got that deal, and do you think it's too early to give him that type of money?
My first initial reaction is that that's the worst contract in NFL history. But upon reflection, I'm not necessarily off there. I think, like Raz said, it's a great deal for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes.
I just said it's a great deal for both.
It's not a great deal for both. It's not like Rad. I'm sorry. I correct myself. It is not like Rad at all. It is a great deal for the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football, bar none. That's a fact. I didn't make that up. And with that being said, the Chiefs literally have rights to Patrick Mahomes in its entire prime. It's 10 years. So they have actually 12. I think it's 12, if I'm not mistaken. 12.
Yeah, and they give him a half a billy for that too, bro.
They did not give him a half a billy. That's not accurate. And I don't want to release my source, but I did send it to y'all in the group chat. but we all seen the numbers. The numbers break down that the guaranteed money is only $141 million. We all can see that point.
Guaranteed?
Yes.
No. No.
The
injury clause is 141. So he get 141 if he get injured, regardless. That's
yes, so Rad, that's guaranteed. You understand? Like, guaranteed. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if anything happens, that is the guaranteed money.
Yeah, but he won't be playing no more. But he won't be playing.
Yes, that's the point, Rad. So if you play the contract out, obviously he'll get $500 million. But chances
it
are,
was different because if Russell Wilson get hurt, that guaranteed money he gonna have to give some money back because he's not playing.
No.
Everybody got that same injury clause.
I don't. Okay, and that's fine. But the specifics are for whatever contract. If Russell Wilson is guaranteed $100 million and he has an injury clause of $80 million, that's his contract. I'm not too sure about that. But regardless, $141 million is if barring something catastrophic happens, that's what he'll get if he gets injured, right? So really, let's just deal with that number, $141 million. Russell Wilson got a guaranteed contract of $100 million. And I think his contract is like 3-4 years. Patrick Mahomes signed 10 years for this. Now, if he plays it out, obviously he gets $500 million, but chances are he probably won't. That's just the likelihood.
Why? Most quarterbacks play on one team for that long.
No, well, that's not true. That's not true at all. I don't know why who you named the quarterbacks that play on the teams for that long.
I mean, like, I'm talking about great quarterbacks.
Tom
Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees,
Aaron Rodgers,
Eli
Drew Brees is not one. Drew Brees was happy-go-lucky. He was everywhere. And then
Drew Brees been on the Saints for how long?
He settled with the Saints. He settled with the Saints.
He played for 2 teams,
okay,
bro. Chargers and Saints.
Peyton Manning is another one.
How you play for the Saints for how long?
Peyton Manning is another one. But I'm talking about right now. We do not see that.
At least 10 years, bro. It's a decent amount.
Bro, I'm talking about the top. He is a top quarterback. Top quarterbacks don't move. That's why when Peyton Manning was on free agency, it was crazy. Because we don't see a quarterback like that move.
I'm glad
but
you said that.
But it's been 10 years. It's been at least 10 years.
I'm glad you said that, Mike. And that's really the crux of my argument. If you ask anybody that deals with contracts, you want to do short with a lot of money up front. That's what you want to do because you want flexibility.
And you want to get to your next deal as soon as possible.
Exactly. Because if Patrick Mahomes re-up for 4 or 5 years for just, say, $120 million, in 4 years, Patrick Mahomes is getting what people originally thought this contract was, a percentage of the salary cap. Possibly, I don't know. If he's 2-4 championship, if Patrick Mahomes is who we say he is, he should win what 2-3 more in the next 5 years. That's what's on him.
Got to,
right?
Got to.
I mean, if I'm giving you what Rad said, it's unlikely. It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
If your name is not Tom Brady.
Like if you're not the Patriots, if you're not the Patriots.
Yeah, that's but what I'm saying is exactly. If you're not the Patriots or your name is not Tom Brady or Bill Belichick, it's almost impossible. So my point is this. I don't think it was a good deal for Patrick Mahomes. I think his representation let him down because they sold him on security. But what they forgot is that things can get hectic and crazy in life. You know what I'm saying? And so my point
Give me an
is,
example, bro.
Hey, but ain't that why you want security?
No. Hectic and crazy is
he get injured
in the
and
next
get 141.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the TV contract goes up a couple billies, and salary cap go up $100 million, and now you look into your left, and Josh Allen got a contract for $200 million guaranteed, and now you upset because you got 141. That's what I'm saying. Like, hold on, grasshopper, calm down. Let the money come to you.
I think it was this is why I think it's a win-win deal because one, if he wins, it helps his contract. So having a team-friendly deal, so you're not trying to take all the money, all the cap space, all the time, helps you kick in your incentives on the contract because you're gonna be able to keep other players with you. I.e., because you keep bringing up Tom Brady in the New England Patriots.
He's getting $35 million plus a year. That's not a team-friendly deal. Like, stop saying that.
Because in the next 3 years, it's not kicking in until 3 years from now. What do you mean? Yes, it is.
But hear what I'm saying. You keep saying team-friendly. It's really not team-friendly. It is team-friendly.
You're talking about both sides of the mouth, Sam.
No. It is team-friendly in the fact that they have Patrick Mahomes locked up for 12 years. But as far as them being able to maneuver, like that's a farce.
You just told me the cap is going up and Josh Allen gonna get $200 million. The cap better be up if he getting $200 million. What do you mean, bro? It's team feeling in the fact that he don't get no real money for the first 3 years, right?
Okay.
And then by 3 years the cap is gonna be up. So him getting what? So him getting 38
another contract.
What?
Like that he's still under another contract.
What do you mean by that?
He's still on his rookie deal. Like
yes.
that. He just
on his rookie deal.
He did, but that
he's extended. He extended himself.
But why not wait to extend yourself in 2 years? Is my point. Like, what was the incentive of doing it right now?
Yo, bro, if somebody put a contract in front of me that say $503 million, I'm gonna sign that joint too. What are you talking about?
For the team you love, with Andy Reid, and you can like be flexible enough to keep some of these players you want. Like you try to have a dynasty. This is a dynasty play. I think it's a win-win for both. It's got to potentially to make a $500 million, and you keep the Chiefs relevant enough to sign other players and not just be the Seattle Seahawks who has a terrible team with a great quarterback. That's what it is.
Right. I do want to go there. So what do you think this means for the Chiefs in the AFC?
I think the Chiefs pulled a great deal. I think to lock up the best quarterback potentially ever for the next 12 years is great. It's not similar, but It's more money, but it can't be seen as what Tom Brady did with the Patriots. Like it was.
No, it is not.
I'm saying, far as like he's going to be there for the next 10 years. Like he's going to be there for the next 10 years. Like simple as that. And it's going to be team friendly deals, and it's not going to like after 5 years, he's not going to be the highest paid quarterback every year. No, after year 6, 7, 8, because he's doing a new deal. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
He's going to be average. He's going to be like average out. They can restructure the deal, put more money up front, roster bonuses, workout things like that, and that is smart. That is smart to not
for the team. It is not smart for Patrick Mahomes.
He's still getting the money. It's just different pieces. He's still getting the money. He's still getting the money.
This is my issue, Rad, and this is my only problem with it. That, to be honest, this contract is going to cause problems later on. I can see the writing on the wall. Because if Patrick Mahomes lives up to the bill of this contract, he's going to restructure and he's going to win a new deal. That's a fact. He's going to, because if Patrick Mahomes win another 2 Super Bowls, he's going to go to the Chiefs and say $500 million is not enough. I want $1 billion. I want $1 billion, or whatever was comparable at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to go to them and tell them, I outlived this contract. If I win 2 more Super Bowls in the next 5 years, I want another contract. So that's my point on the side. Huh?
Does Mahomes? I know the team.
No, he does not.
Okay,
no, he does not have outs.
He has outs. He has outs. If it's mechanism in there, guarantee mechanism. If they don't pick those up, he can opt out. That's what it says.
But Rad, they're going to pick those up because
he's gonna make a lot of money. What do you mean?
Team friendly, like that's the point.
It's gonna be $40 million a year when they pick him up. What do you mean?
And Josh Allen gonna get 50.
No, he's not.
Be upset.
No, he's not.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
This is the main issue I want to yell at you for.
Yeah.
Nobody is approaching this contract in the quarterback market. Maybe Lamar, maybe. But
you don't know that.
Yo, hold on.
I know.
Rad, because that's where I want to go now. So please, let me hop in, get what you preach. What does this mean for other NFL quarterbacks then? And then Rad, I'm coming to you right after the Mills. I'm coming to you. What does it mean for other NFL quarterbacks?
I think it's twofold. First, when you said that, Mike, I thought that this was an outlier. I thought that this wouldn't be a trend. Personally, I really didn't think he reset the market in any way. He just did something stupid. He signed a contract before he needed to, and he locked himself into a long-term deal. And I believe, what does it mean for other quarterbacks? Personally, I believe that it's going to tell other quarterbacks to never do what Patrick Mahomes did. It's going to tell the Lamar Jacksons of the world, the Deshaun Watsons of the world, to just be patient. If you believe in yourself, be patient, and you going to get more than this dude over time. You're going to get more than him. I mean, if you are who you say you are. Because the reality is that he locked himself into something. And if you look at the totality, and I love this analogy. I seen somebody tweet this earlier. Do you know who's the highest paid quarterback of all time? Do y'all know?
Eli Manning. I know.
Thank you. Eli Manning, probably one of the worst quarterbacks of all time if you talk about all-time quarterbacks.
Oh,
I hate him.
No, hear what I'm saying?
No. Yeah, he's saying like top.
What I'm saying? Out of all-time quarterbacks, he's the worst.
Yeah,
he is the worst.
He's not in it.
He's not in it.
Yeah,
that's my point.
He's not in it.
But Eli made the most. Do you know why Eli made the most? Because he didn't lock himself in a stupid 10-year contract, right? That's why he made the most.
Bro.
Yeah, right. Let me go to Mills first. Mills, what do you think this means for other NFL quarterbacks, and what quarterbacks you think is close to rivaling this deal? That's quote unquote next up.
Josh Allen.
I kind of honestly, I kind of agree with Sam. I think these quarterbacks shouldn't rush into it, especially like you stated earlier about the new contracts coming out with the TV deals and everything like that. There's a possibility for you to make more money, especially if you show yourself.
Let me stop. Did $500 million become less than I thought overnight?
No. Getting $500 million. Like, stop saying that.
Go ahead, Mills. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that is a large amount of money. But what I'm saying is over that time span of 12 years, there can be another quarterback that can make more than that.
For sure.
It can happen. Especially if they play the game at that level, and show that they are skilled enough and get their team where they need to go, they can make more than that over time. And the second question you asked, what was it about another quarterback?
The next quarterback that may come close to this or may get something similar.
What I will say, it will not be Dak Prescott because he's awful. But honestly, if the guy continues to trend in the direction that he's trending in, it'd probably be Lamar Jackson.
You're not getting $500 million.
Or
12 years or 10 years.
He's not getting. I'm glad you said he's not getting. He should not get 10 years, but that's another story for another day. I personally believe. I don't think that there's any quarterback in the league, like right now. I don't think it's Deshaun Watson.
It's not.
I don't necessarily think it's Lamar Jackson. Not to say that they're not great quarterbacks because they are. To be honest, I take that back. It's you know who it is. You know who it is, Mike. It's Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson was smart. Him taking this shorter contract when he goes back and he gonna re-up, he gonna get like 250, 300. You know what I mean? Probably all of it guaranteed.
I bet you don't get more than one. I bet you get.
I guarantee you get more than 141 million guaranteed. I guarantee that.
Ooh,
I guarantee you whatever clause you want to talk about.
Bro,
I guarantee you Russell Wilson get 200. Okay, so another team.
They almost
traded and another team will get it. Russell Wilson is the second best quarterback in football right now as we speak. And
that's go ahead, Rad.
It's twofold, right? Because y'all strictly talking about money, which and I understand it. I get it. That's at the end of, I mean, if you talk about
that was a question.
No, but I'm talking about, but you got to factor in winning as well. And do you want to make all the money in the world, or do you want to win coincidentally with that? Right. And I think Patrick Mahomes made the deal that, yo, I got enough, give me enough money so I can get money and win. So, yes, Russell Wilson probably get more money, but he's not going to win as much as Patrick Mahomes going to win. Because that team that Seattle has is bad. It's a bad team, and if Russell Wilson does not play.
Bro, you add to the question, bro.
Wait. Rat. Hold on, Mills. Rat. First of all, stop saying that. I disagree with that argument so vehemently.
Why?
That because because this is what they're trying to do. It's a trick for the media, and it's a trick for the NFL, because what they try to sell you on, oh my God, Tom Brady is just this, he's just this great person that's going to take less, and that's how miss me with all that. The objective is to make money, because that's what they're doing. You make as much money as you possibly can. It is not your job to fill a team. It's the GM's job. If you got to pay me, you got to pay me. Russell Wilson earned $100 million. Period. End of discussion. He earned that money. He top 5 at his position. Why shouldn't he get $100 million?
He's going to get that. I'm not saying
that does not make sense. Okay. So blame the GM. Blame the GM for not finding little diamonds in the rough. Blame him. Don't blame Russell Wilson. That's not his fault.
But who get the blame? Name a GM. Name a GM that get the blame. Name the GM that get the blame.
But that's my point.
Get the blame, bro. We talking. Let's talk who get the blame. The quarterback.
No.
GMs get fired way quicker than the quarterback.
All the time.
I'm talking about all time. I'm talking about all time. Who like name an all time GM? Name a GM with an all time GM. Name some. Name one. Give me one.
That's my point.
No. But to say that GMs don't get the blame when you go through like 3 GMs through a quarterback play, you blame GMs. That's why they get fired.
Yo, if Aaron Rodgers don't win another Super Bowl, who's getting the blame?
The coach. They fired McCarthy. Aaron Rodgers getting the blame. No, they fired. First of all, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been good for a long time. That's another story another day. They fired McCarthy because of that reason. McCarthy had power over personnel, and he was the coach. He was running the plays. McCarthy was terrible. Well, I would say it was a combination of the two. But they did not fire Aaron Rodgers.
Who do they blame for Peyton Manning only getting one in Indy? Who they blame for that?
No.
Peyton Manning.
No. Let's stop. Who is they? Because you are talking about the media.
The media.
I'm talking about the owner say the problem is not the quarterback. We keep it Aaron Rodgers. The problem is Mike McCarthy.
That's a fact.
I'm talking about the narrative in the media. I'm talking about narrative.
Bro, if Aaron Rodgers keep his job for 13, 15 years, he don't care who you blame.
Exactly.
Mike McCarthy got fired a long time ago.
Rad. My point is that was my whole point. It's a trick by the media. They're in cahoots with the owners to sell this narrative.
News.
To sell this narrative that quarterbacks and players should take less money.
I hate that.
You show me where that's at. You know people who take less money. To be honest, if you really want your company to go forward, it's the ownership. That's who take less money. That's who people who take less money. Employees do not take less money. That's not a realistic thing. I don't even know where people get this. That's a silly narrative.
Sam, preach. Taking less money. It's $500 million into.
I know.
He can make $500 million.
Yeah. But
we're not talking about less money here. I'm talking about always being the top, like being more so average out long term of the same amount of money, so it could be more flexible for so you can keep other players on your team. I think that's
cool. Preach. I like that you made that point. I want to add it because that's a topic I'm very, very passionate about. I argue about it with my boy Jared all the time because he think quarterbacks should take, get paid $15 million, $20 million, whatever the case may be, so you can get like top left tackle, top quarterback, safety, linebacker. And I say, bro, it's not the quarterback job to build the team. If the GM can't find value picks, that's on them. So I will add that in. But Rad, I do want to ask you.
You are part of your team, and you can help the GM out.
Nah, I'm here for all the money I can get.
Right.
So Rad,
that's a way to think about it. There's other ways to think about it.
Nah, that is the way.
It's the right way, and whatever you think about
that's
is
silly.
But Rad, we're gonna add that to the show another time. But Rad, I'm asking you about who's the next quarterback up that you think can come close to this.
Nobody. There's nobody in this ballpark. He has one of the best startup careers that you could possibly have. He should have been in 2 Super Bowls for real, but that it was a penalty. He should probably won both. He has the MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, and a Super Bowl. Like you can't get no better than that. And he's thrown like 79 touchdowns to 18 interceptions, like a 41 interception ratio. Like in 2 years,
like 30 games, yeah.
Like it's you can't get no better. This is all man. You got a creative player and man throwing touchdowns to somebody fast. You know what I mean? It's like cheat code. So you can't get no better than what he's doing. He deserves all the money he gets. He's the best quarterback in the league, and going forward to have him is a steal.
All right, let me hop in here.
I'll take Patrick Mahomes will not have more Super Bowls than Eli Manning. You can go, Mike.
Ooh, anybody want to speak on that? Because Eli only got 2, Mahomes got 1 already. So he only need. So you said more or the same?
More.
So okay, so you're saying 3. He won't get 3.
I'm saying 3. Yeah. That's exactly
3. That's a lot. That is a lot.
I think he gets 3. I think
he will not have more than Eli Manning.
I think he have more. I think he get 3.
All right, let me hop in here because I think all of you guys are wrong, especially Mills, because the quarterback that I wrote down is Dak Prescott. But hear me out, right? Before you make that face, right? Before you make that face.
I don't even know what Mike is talking
about. Listen,
right
it's not about Dak. It's not about Dak.
That.
It's not about Dak at all. It's about Jerry. If you're Jerry Jones and listen to people talk about Jerry, he is very self-centered. He wants the news to be on him. In the last whatever weeks, been about the Washington Redskins, the Cleveland Indians, and now the Chiefs. And he's saying back like, we are the Cowboys. We beat the Indians. If y'all ever seen Western, we beat the Indians. Jerry Jones, I am the news. So if he's saying I want my quarterback to be the highest paid quarterback, because that will break headlines. So, but Jerry Jones would do it. Jerry Jones would pay that money. But Dak Prescott, you don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I thought
you think Jerry pay that money?
No.
I think Dak is smarter than
what? Dak? I mean, who knew the Chiefs would pay that? I mean,
I didn't know they pay that, but I know they pay way more than the next.
Well, because they got Pat Mahomes. But what I'm saying is, I think Jerry is that vain that if Dak, now mind you, Dak has to have a great season. I mean, MVP level and win the Super Bowl, which he probably won't. But if Dak Prescott win the MVP and win the Super Bowl and tell Jerry, I want more than Patrick Mahomes, you don't think he would do that? If Lamar win a Super Bowl and win MVP again, he's still not getting that, I don't think. Only person I think that can get that is Dak, and that's because Jerry is that self-centered.
I thought what you was gonna say. I agree with you, Mike, on this point. I thought you were gonna say Jerry Jones is not gonna pay him outright. But if Patrick Mahomes can get to free agency like Kirk Cousins did and just keep taking
Dak Prescott
the tag, Dak Prescott, if he can get to free agency and still be relevant and still be good, a top
He's
5
still
player.
not getting 500 million.
He of course he's not going to get 500 million, but he will get more guaranteed money than Patrick Mahomes. That's a fact.
Oh, you saying if he go to free agency, regardless who signed him,
regardless of who signs him,
really?
if he's still relevant and a top 5 player, I think he got 2, maybe 3 years. I think that somebody will give him $200 million guaranteed.
I'm just thinking about Jerry and know how Jerry is. Jerry,
why do you disagree with that?
He paid DeMarcus Lawrence. He paid Zeke a lot of money. You're telling me he can't find some money for a quarterback that won MVP and won a Super Bowl?
What is the time frame we're talking though? With the question, what is the time frame?
No, I'm talking about just the next.
He's saying right now. Yeah.
Next deal. The next. Whether
that's
not a 5 year.
Oh, next deal. I wouldn't have picked Lamar Jackson either.
Well, Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson are in the next. I mean, they're
Deshaun Watson is the next one to get paid. Deshaun Watson is not going to get paid.
He's not getting
draft as Patrick Mahomes. He's in the same draft, and he's not getting that. He's going to get probably around 120 guaranteed, around 115, 120 guaranteed. That's what he's going to get.
Well, how much? First of all,
contract going to be?
Huh?
How much the contract going to be?
Well,
no, it's not. What are you? He's gonna get something similar to what Jared Goff and Carson Wentz got, and go get more guaranteed money. Simple.
Well, first of all,
Patrick Mahomes did not change nothing for nobody else. He is Patrick Mahomes. He's up there by himself.
I agree.
Everybody else will still get the same thing they would have got regardless. Going along with Dak Prescott.
I agree.
Dak Prescott's not getting nothing close.
Washington can't get 5 years, 200?
No.
Mike.
No.
First of all, Deshaun Watson is not. If he's smart, he shouldn't sign until the next 2 years.
And the reports is that he wants a short deal. The reports is Deshaun wants a 2.
Yeah.
More so because he don't believe in Bill O'Brien. Obviously, he wants to get paid, but he doesn't believe in. He's not in a good situation now. I think what Patrick Mahomes signing is a combination of we're great and y'all. A part of me being great. I went into the perfect situation. This is a perfect situation with perfect talent, with a perfect head coach for me, allowed me to be this great. Deshaun Watson didn't get that. Definitely. And I don't think he has confidence like Patrick Mahomes has in Kansas City.
All right, Brad, I'm glad you did that. Yo, you guys are giving perfect segues because and this is for Bills fans out there. And this is the question I want to ask you guys. Because whenever it's Patrick Mahomes news, I always check in with Bills fans. As we know, we traded out of that spot 10, so the Chiefs could trade up and draft him, and we got Trey White. So every time this happened, I always put like, "Hey, Bills fans, we good? Like, you guys thinking about that?" I don't ever think about, Mahomes should have been a Bills pick because I don't think they would have picked him. I was a Watson fan anyways.
Yeah,
but I just check in to see, hey, everybody good. And it's always some nonsense. It's always some nonsense about Mahomes wouldn't be this good if he was here, blah, blah, blah. So my question to you guys is, would you rather have Patrick Mahomes, which I know the answer, would you have Patrick Mahomes or would you rather have Josh Allen and Trey White? I'm going to go to you, Mills. And also, I'm going to throw in there, do you think Mahomes would be this good if he was in Buffalo?
I do not think Mahomes would be this good if he was in Buffalo. Different atmosphere, different climate. I don't think he'd be this good. Different system, all around.
So you okay? So
I'm clicking your pen.
So would you?
I'm trying to keep the dog on the ground, bro.
Oh.
You okay with having Josh Allen and Trey White in the Bills system versus having just Patrick Mahomes and him in Buffalo, being with whatever he to be?
I am. Only because football is a team game.
Okay.
It's a team game, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not can't.
Ignore preach.
And I mean, Josh Allen is not the greatest.
Don't even put great in Josh Allen's sentence.
Is he the goodest? Like what? Okay.
But there's room for growth.
Yeah.
He has an opportunity to grow.
Okay.
Our defense is already solid.
This is typical Bills fans. Rambo.
Our defense is great. So I mean, I think you try to find ways to make your team better. You try to get those people to fill those places, to fill those voids, to make your team better. And when you have a quarterback that we all expect to grow.
Who? No. Do not put me in this we. I do not expect him to get any better than he is. Don't put me in that. I think he is, bro. He's been in the league for 2 years, bro. I don't expect him to grow at all. I think this is it. But
he got better from year 1 to year 2.
How much better?
I agree.
It gotta be better that it matters, bro. We still only scored like 17 points a game. Go ahead, Mills. Oh, Mills, you done?
I'm sorry.
I like that. We scored, but our defense, they held strong. So I would rather have a great defensive player with the great defensive players around them than a stud quarterback.
It was a stud quarterback just won a Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
No, I understand that. But check it out. He didn't even play that great in the Super Bowl, though.
That's a fact. He didn't play great. But he did win the Super Bowl.
Yo, how great was our defense in our playoff game we just played against Houston?
It was real good.
They was great, right? They were great, right? So what? Why did we lose that game?
Because of John Watson.
Because of Josh Allen.
No, poor coaching. No.
Listen,
poor coaching, poor scheme.
All right, come on. All right, let's do it. Poor scheme. Mills, they were 16 zip.
That's my point. That's my point. We're up 16 zip. You run the ball. You milk the clock. You don't pass the ball. You don't run quarterback sneaks and put your quarterback in a position to fumble the ball.
Listen,
it doesn't matter. You're playing by a head.
We don't have to relitigate how the Bills lost in the playoffs. But what I will say is this. If you look at the history of football, it's twofold. Let me start here.
God, here you go. You must tell me about 1920, bro. I don't care about 1920. I don't care about 1960.
Patrick Mahomes is great because Patrick Mahomes is what Andy Reid. Period. That's a fact. The fact that he was able to get one of the best coaches really ever as far as offensive, play calling and things of that nature. I mean, it was a no-brainer. And he was put with, some great weapons and was able to sit under Alex Smith. Not to say that Alex Smith was just so great, but it was just a time of learning. And so with that being said, it's kind of like, yes, I would rather have Patrick Mahomes because Josh Allen is that bad to me that having Patrick Mahomes is just better. It doesn't matter if we have Trey White or not.
Thank you.
But also, I do agree with Mills. I do agree with Mills because having a great quarterback does not mean that you're going to win games.
They just won the Super Bowl, bro. What are you talking about?
Yes, you're talking about an isolated event. You're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
That's what we're talking about.
Patrick Mahomes could possibly be the greatest quarterback of all time.
Who the greatest quarterback of all time? Who the greatest quarterback of all time, Sam?
Tom Brady.
Why?
Because of the defense. Remember, you told me that. I didn't say that. You told me that.
I'm trying to use your argument now. Because he's the greatest quarterback of all time, right?
No. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time because he's the greatest quarterback of all time. And he has Bill Belichick with him.
Because hardware.
Yeah, for a fact. He got 6 rings.
So what do you...
Patrick Mahomes doesn't have 6 rings. He got 1 just like everybody else do. So, I mean, like...
we don't have any.
I agree with that. My point about it is this. Here's my point. Great quarterbacks, as far as stats and things of that nature, does not equate to winning, and it does not equate to Super Bowls. A la Dan Marino.
We not talking about other quarterbacks. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
That's one quarterback. All the other ones got rings. Name another one. Name another one.
Name them. Tom Brady. Eli Manning,
Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Brett Favre,
Eli Manning got 2.
John Elway, all of them. What do you mean? I can keep going.
Eli Manning got 2.
Troy Aikman, all of them got 1, bro. What are you talking about? Steve, they
Elway. How many?
But name the bad quarterbacks who don't. Name the bad quarterbacks, or rather, who do.
Trent Dilfer.
What?
What's his name from the Ravens?
Bradshaw. I mean, not Bradshaw. The dude, Brad Johnson. Few and far between. Joe Flacco.
But Flacco went crazy that year, though.
Exactly.
But none of y'all are going to build your team around one quarterback compared to a decent quarterback that has the potential.
Yes, I am, bro.
He's
not decent. He's bad. He's not decent.
That's why I disagree with Mills on that. I do disagree. But
okay,
I do agree.
Go ahead, Rat. Go ahead, Rat.
I definitely.
I'm sorry, y'all, man. I get fired up. That's why I added it because I'm sick of Bills fans trying to tell me that we got Josh Allen, we good. The best quarterback who won MVP last year, he won a Super Bowl MVP and just got $500 million. Y'all telling me no, we too good for him? We don't want him?
I didn't say that.
We got Trey White and we got this some defense. To win the Super Bowl, you pretty much gotta have almost an all-time defense. Out of the Broncos, the Seahawks, the Ravens. The Bills do not have an all-time defense right now. They wasn't even the best defense in the league last year. So to tell me that we about to ride this with Josh Allen, who we can't even score more than 17 points, who can't throw over for 300 yards in one game, that we're about to ride this defense to a Super Bowl, and y'all rather have that and Trey White. Well, I love Trey White. Instead of Patrick Mahomes, to me, it's nonsense. Go ahead, Rat.
I love Trey White, and the whole. I know Mills, your argument is just bad because if you can, we can go through the last 20 Super Bowls. And I'm 90% has all-time great quarterbacks, so that's a fact. But let's not go there. But I'm agree with you, Mike. On I don't think we even would have drafted Patrick Mahomes. I wanted us to draft Deshaun Watson because I thought Deshaun Watson was the best player in the draft. But I think we should have got him. Patrick Mahomes, I'd way much rather have Patrick Mahomes than Josh Allen and Trey White because who was the best corner? You know how bad Kansas City Chiefs cornerbacks are? They're terrible. They're the worst, one of the worst secondaries in the NFL, and they just won the Super Bowl. So it does not matter if you have Trey White or not. If Patrick Mahomes putting up 40 a game, it does not matter. You know what I mean?
That's not fair because you're reducing Mills. You're reducing Mills' argument to something that he's not saying. What Mills is saying is that football is a team game.
It is.
And to suggest nobody's saying that Patrick Mahomes is not amazing and he's not great. But Patrick Mahomes is nothing without Andy Reid, and I think we miss that. Like we continue to miss those things, and I don't appreciate that. I really don't appreciate that.
What is the Chiefs' record with Alex Smith? Are they winning the Super Bowl, Alex Smith?
Thank you. They had a decent quarterback 5 years before Mahomes. They had a decent quarterback. They had a decent quarterback.
They are great because Patrick Mahomes. Stop this Andy Reid stuff.
They had
Andy
Alex Smith. They had
Andy Reid did not. He
had Donovan McNabb. He went to the Super Bowl.
He was on his way. No. Andy Reid's a great coach. He's a great coach. Yeah, he was on his way to being on the list of coaches that did not win a Super Bowl until Patrick Mahomes came.
Thank you.
And they, like Rad said, they could have won two. They didn't, but I don't want to go down there. But they just won one. And it's because Patrick Mahomes. If Alex Smith is still there, they don't even go to the Super Bowl. Now you're gonna sit here and tell me now we praising Andy Reid? Like, bro, it's Patrick Mahomes and this nonsense. He just got $500 million. You gonna tell me it's Andy Reid? How much Andy Reid making?
If Patrick Mahomes came to the Bills, he would have never won a Super Bowl.
Okay, and that's my next question. How good would he be on the Bills?
He wouldn't. We would be a division. We would win a division maybe twice.
Who would he be? Would he be Deshaun Watson? Would he be Matt Stafford? Who would he be on the Bills?
I think he would be
better than Josh Allen.
He would be better than Josh Allen.
I know, but I need like who though? Like who though?
I don't think it's necessarily a comp. I think he wouldn't throw for over 5,000 yards. He would be a 4,000 yard person because we don't throw the ball. So I mean, that's not what we do.
No, the Bills threw the ball decent last year.
It's so much.
And on top of that,
why don't they throw the ball? Is it because they just want to run because it's 1920?
Why?
Because they don't have a quarterback.
Because we have snow. Because we live in
He's
snow.
inaccurate and he holds the ball too long. That's why we don't throw the ball. It's simple, bro. He's the one like Mahomes' iron talent is clear. It's clear. Like he's making great throws.
I agree. He's a great quarterback.
It's clear. So I'm saying like he can do that anywhere. Now I do give you play calling helps. I do give you talent helps, but I think we'd be a top 3 team in the AFC if we have Patrick Mahomes. This Patrick Mahomes on this team, right? Maybe we do different things. Maybe we keep Sammy, right? Maybe we keep
Gilmore instead of drafting Trey. Just draft Mahomes and keep Gilmore. But I want to get Mills. I want to get Mills in. Mills, who do you think Mahomes would be if he was on the Bills?
I got it.
Or how good you think that he would be on the Bills?
I think he would be equivalent to a Ryan Fitzpatrick.
All right, Mills.
What? Wait, what?
I don't know.
Did you mean to say Ryan Fitzpatrick, bro?
No,
did you mean to say somebody else?
No, he meant to say
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Like the quarterback.
He's a smart player.
Yo, Bill, bro. All right, bro, you trolling.
To me,
Ryan Fitzpatrick, like the beard from Harvard.
The beard, Harvard.
You think Patrick Mahomes be a journeyman if he was on the Bills?
Bro, I'm trying to tell you.
Crazy.
Yo, wow. Go ahead.
Look at Aaron Rodgers. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Prime example. Got his Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
Of course.
And,
of course.
And you know he is. And we keep making up excuses because if y'all be honest, 4 years ago, Aaron Rodgers, everybody talked about Aaron Rodgers as if he was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
He was.
And they still do. Aaron Rodgers is terrible compared to all-time quarterbacks, in my opinion. He only got one ring. And I mean, do they? I'm talking about all time. I'm talking about the Montanas, the Bradys, the Mannings, not the Manning Eli, but Peyton. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about those. To be considered that elite class, you got to have double rings. Aaron Rodgers will never win a ring again. And I think if we're not careful, Patrick Mahomes could. If Patrick Mahomes was on another team, he would be like that. But since he's connected to Andy Reid, he may have a better future.
But I when I made that argument about Tom Brady, you yelled at me, you screamed at me. So
what argument?
Him being connected to Bill Belichick. That him winning those rings early in his career was a direct correlation of having a great coach and a great defense, and he was a game manager.
I didn't yell at you, but I think we minimized Tom Brady though. I did yell at you. That's not true. I did yell at you, but my whole point is I don't want to minimize Tom Brady in those wins. You know what I'm saying?
So why are you doing it to Patrick Mahomes?
I'm not doing it to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is great. Patrick Mahomes is the reason why a lot of things happen. I'm just saying the combination of Patrick Mahomes early with Andy Reid was very important to his success.
Do you think?
That's all I'm saying.
Do you think
Andy
it was
the quarterback guru? Do we agree with that?
Let's do this now. Tom Brady early success was more on Bill Belichick or Tom Brady compared to Mahomes early success is on more on Mahomes or Andy Reid. What you think?
It was Bill Belichick.
And Mahomes and Andy Reid. Who you think?
Well, Tom Brady has more success, so I'm more inclined to say Tom Brady.
No, I'm saying like who is more? Why is Kansas City more successful? Person? Yes, Andy Reid or Mahomes?
Probably Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes,
bro. It is. He's the reason they're that good.
He's the highest paid person, which is not uncommon, but he is up there with like up there with the owner now. Like that's how much money he just got. Like, you might as well play him in a suit. Put him in a suit. I know. All right, but my issue with your argument, your argument, Mills, is from a Bills standpoint, and then we're gonna move on after this, is that so we fire our coaches and GM then. Because if you're gonna tell me that the best player in the league, a previous MVP last year and a Super Bowl MVP would not reach his potential on your team, you're probably doing something wrong, right?
That's not true.
How is that not true?
Because we all know. Shout out to Falj, one of our high school coaches. It's time and situation, and I mean that in this context. Like some things happen for people in certain situations, and other things don't. Like I mean that's just a fact.
Yeah,
maybe no. What I'm saying is
Mills call him Ryan Fitzpatrick on the Bills. That means that the coaching staff is not even close enough to prepping a quarterback.
I'm not saying that, but Patrick Mahomes in his third year won a Super Bowl, and he's amazing. Mm-hmm. Right? He's amazing. Andy Reid is an amazing coach, and he's considered a quarterback guru. Yes or no?
Yes.
Travis Kelce is amazing. Yes or no?
Yes.
Tyreek Hill is the fastest person we've ever seen in our lives. Yes or no?
One of.
So, that's a perfect storm. That's what perfect storms are called. No, because everything doesn't happen that way. Like Tom Brady being a seventh round pick and going to the Patriots and Drew Bledsoe breaking his leg or whatever he did, like that's perfect storm. It's just
that's luck.
Happen.
That's luck.
That's luck.
That's not
Patrick
luck.
Mahomes.
The Chiefs trading up. The Chiefs. What? Oh my God. The Chiefs trading up to get Patrick Mahomes is not luck at all. If he failed to them, that's luck. They traded up to get him and say, "This is us. This is our guy. We taking him, and this is who we want." That's not luck at all.
And he's the main reason they won. Like, it's clear as day, the MVP of the league, the MVP of the Super Bowl is the reason they're there. It's that simple. If any other quarterback, probably almost any other quarterback, wouldn't have done that. They had Alex Smith, a decent quarterback. He didn't win a playoff game. He won one playoff game or something like that with them. It's clear. It's like proof is in the pudding. They had an average quarterback, and they didn't do nothing.
Man,
nobody's denying that.
They won. It's simple.
I'm not denying that he's not great. I don't like, that's not my argument.
I know, but my question was, so the Bills look at their change.
No, they should not.
Too.
No.
Well, okay.
So we should want the greatest quarterback in the league right now. We should want him. Period. Yeah. There's no excuse to not want him.
I don't get it. I don't get why Bills fans act like we don't want Patrick Mahomes. Why do we want Patrick Mahomes?
Well, that's Ante. I did not say I would take.
I didn't say I didn't want him either.
Over Trey White and Josh Allen. Like, yes, that is clear as day. But what I'm saying is he's not going to be the same player because we will not be getting Patrick Mahomes that we have right now. That's what y'all don't understand.
No, I do.
It takes coaching to get great talent out. That is a fact. Okay. People just don't wake up.
I get what you're saying. Like, Andy Reid is a great coach. He is a great coach.
And I don't know. Not just Andy Reid. Travis Kelce. You got to start naming these players, man.
Bro, these are players that
the Bills could have 2 players, bro.
The Bills could have got. The Bills could have got.
He has the worst defense in the league, bro. What are you?
So what? So what?
Yo, the Bills could have got offensive players if they wanted to. If they tried to, the Bills rolled out Kelvin Benjamin, Zay Jones, Charles Clay. Like, so the Bills could have got these players. So if you're gonna sit here and tell me that they should not have drafted Mahomes because he wouldn't be as good, then you probably have an issue with your coaching staff. But that's neither here or there. I do want to go back to Mills and ask him that question before we move on. Mills, do you think if the Bills can't get the talent out of Mahomes, what the hell are they gonna do with Josh Allen? What's the chance of them getting talent out of him then?
Let him be terrible. Like, what?
Oh. Go ahead, Mills.
It's not about getting the talent out of him.
Yes, it is. That's all it's about. What do you mean? Go ahead, Mills. We'll finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because he can play to the same caliber he's playing at right now, and they can still lose.
Cool.
We're losing.
The Chiefs or the Bills?
Mike,
the Bills.
Mike, can you move on to the next topic, please?
No, I wanted to get Mills in.
No, I'm not saying that. I just think.
All right, let's move on. You're right.
Yeah, we've been here.
The argument got distorted. Yeah,
we've been on.
Man, all right. Now I feel like me and Rad was very intelligent through that whole thing. Rad, I want to applaud you for your take. I don't know what the hell Mills is talking about, and I know what Preacher's talking about. All right, let's move on. All right, so the last topic of the day. So since y'all two were bugging, we're gonna move on to somebody else that was bugging, and that's Bow Wow. Or Shad Moss, as Mills called him during our show a couple weeks ago. We did a list about the top corniest people in hip hop. He made the list, and he did something else. I want to call this super corny. I probably would, but he was on FaceTime with Trey Young, and he challenged him into a 3-point contest. He said 10 shots, and his words were from 30 or 40, because that's where he felt more comfortable at. So in honor of Bow Wow, we're gonna participate in the Bow Wow challenge, and we are gonna challenge athletes the stuff we have no business challenging that to. So Mills, who do you want to challenge something to?
Well, I'm gonna challenge a football player to little league tackle alley. We're going right down the middle.
Who?
Right down the middle.
Name my name.
Oh, yeah,
Aaron Donald. Derrick Henry?
Josh Allen.
Derrick Henry. And I'm going to light him up. Light him up.
Mills.
Head-on collision. Light him up.
Light
on his back.
Somebody tag Derrick Henry in this. Mills got equipment. Let's get it going.
I got equipment in the trunk. And when I do it, I want my contract 12 years, $500. Easy.
$500.
Go find $500. Go ahead, Rad. Who you want to challenge? Who you calling out?
I call out any starting five on any team to my brothers in 2K, Everybody know about us in 2K. Mills know about us. Mike knows about us.
Drop some boys off.
Drop the rad. If you get the rads on, get us in 2K. Any matter of fact, any 5 out there that's listening, holla at me. We're gonna scrape anybody in 2K. We got a 5. I'm running 3. I'm a 3-and-D guy. We're gonna get anyone, any starting 5 in the NBA. We'll knock them down in 2K. It's whatever.
Yo, I got $100 on the rads.
What up?
And that's not for NBA or athletes. That's for anybody that's watching this pod. Y'all want y'all the rads? I got $100 on it. Go ahead, preach.
I have 3, and I want to say this at the onset. This is no disrespect to anybody. I challenged Patrick Beverly to 7 jump hooks over the right shoulder, though. 7 jump hooks over the right shoulder. All right, over the right shoulder.
Reverse Mikins.
I had
7 jump hooks. Okay.
I'm sorry.
My second challenge.
Both will probably miss all 7 though.
You crazy? My jump hook is crazy. My next challenge. My next challenge is to Derrick Rose. I challenged Derrick Rose.
Wait, I got a question. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
Yes,
real quick.
It's fine.
But how come there's always a question that requires one answer that you always got to give more than one answer?
Preach, bro. It's preach.
Because yeah. So my 7 jump hooks, I'll probably give about 5 of them. I think Patrick Beverly only got 2 in it, but that's just neither here nor there. My next challenge is for Derrick Rose. No disrespect to Derrick Rose, but it's gonna be time. Who can assemble a 12-piece table basket? Like for sure, I got that.
Yo,
that's money in the bag.
Coming at his intelligence, bro.
I'm not. I said all I said was no disrespect to Derrick Rose.
Yo, a couple shows ago, you said Derrick Rose don't need to be talking, and now you say he can't assemble a 12-piece.
I said no disrespect.
That don't make it less disrespectful, bro. Like,
I said no disrespect.
Disrespectful. Like,
my last challenge is for Rajon Rondo. 10 free throws. I know he's 50%. I know I can get 7 of them things. That's a fact.
Yo, all right.
With fans or without fans?
Like game on the line?
Everybody know I'm clutch. I don't even know why you said that.
Everybody?
Yeah, ask Bush.
Rad,
was you there?
He hit 1 game winner.
Oh my goodness.
In Rochester, Rad.
Here we go. I'm glad you're saying that. Yeah, Rad was there. Yeah,
Who passed you the ball?
Was it you out of bounds?
Yes. And after Bush drew up that play, what did I say? I said, ignore all that he just said. Run to the corner. I don't know what he drew up. I said, ignore all that.
Actually, for those basketball savants out there, I did an L cut, but that's neither here nor there.
He did. What we say L, do an L cut, run towards me, run to the corner. I'm gonna hit you a perfect pass right in the pocket.
Game time. Yeah.
All right. No, we don't gotta reminisce back then. But all right, yo, preach for going forward. Let me have you go last, because how the hell do I rival 7 jump hooks against
over the right shoulder though, man?
Over the right shoulder. You gotta go both. You gotta go right and left.
I got Pat Beverly.
But
I'm crying.
I thought the question was targeted at. Listen, I thought the question was targeted at something that this opposing person is skilled at. That they
preach.
They play basketball.
They play basketball, Mills.
Yeah. No.
It's just challenging athletes. Yeah. And it's preach, bro. You know, you've been here for long enough. You know what preach is going to do. You know preach is going to do this. This is preach.
Yeah, that's bogus. I want to pick Derrick Henry in a tackle alley.
You should do that. You should do that no matter what challenge it is, bro.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too late. It's too late. All right. So I don't want to challenge a person. I want to challenge a team. And I want to challenge the Cleveland Cavaliers. Because I feel like I could drop a dub on them. I feel like I could drop a dub on the Cavs, dog. If I get picked up, Knicks pick me up. We can have a rec game. I could drop a dub. Easy, bro. On 20 shots, I'm dropping a dub.
I'm going to keep it a stat.
Against the Cavs, bro.
Sexton, that boy.
The young bull will have you on shackles.
Sexton can't
Sexton, that boy. Garland
check too. He can't check me. I need a big on me. Get him on the elbow or something.
And let me say this to all my people out there. For that 7 jump hook, that's for anybody. Number one, And number 2, the name I originally had was Nicholas Batum, but I felt as though he had long arms and I may not have got that. So I picked that.
Oh man! All right, yo, it's been a long show, y'all boys. Funny show. I'm kind of losing my voice from screaming at y'all, but the Bills, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes.
We Bills fans, man.
But we had to take their even Shiro. Shout out to Shiro if you're watching. He wrote on my stat talking about he tagged me in a Wikipedia the top 10 worst quarterbacks to ever win a Super Bowl. I said, bro, if you do it like that, you're doing it wrong. If you're looking for the worst quarterback to win the Super Bowl, you are doing it wrong. That's not the point.
But it happens.
And I'm sure they had one of the best defensive players of all time on their team.
85 Bears.
Yeah. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. I mean, come on.
Let's also say this. Let's look at the quarterbacks that won Super Bowls, but at the time they won them. Because a lot of them may not have necessarily been in their prime. But that's neither here nor there. Let's
go the last 20 years. It's going to be Peyton Manning, Tom Brady,
and Big Ben. AFC.
Bro, that's that simple.
That's it. That's that simple. But all right, so
in a prime.
As you guys seen, we do now have an intro. Shout out to Mills with the intro. Also on Apple Podcasts. Link will be in the comments. We are also follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I'm putting all of those in the comments, so please follow those pages. We send out daily content, sports news, breaking sports news. Please follow that page. Our ads, a lot of them are different, so I'm just going to tag them, and so people can just click the link.
And the link below.
Yeah, link below.
A sports show, just on all platforms.
Yeah, if you look at all platforms and look up, we think it's sports show. We should be the only people that come up. If we aren't, let me know. Cause I gotta holler at somebody then. Copyright infringement. I need my coins. But it was a great show, long show. I love y'all boys. We yell and scream. It's all love. So until next time, that's all that we have for you. We think it's a sports show. What do you?
Remember them regular days when there wasn't no more watches for me. Now the money keep calling for me. I'm feeling like everyone plotting on me. Gotta pray for my people to block where they stay. And I know they all counting on me. To go, we going straight to the top. You can't never look down on the streets. Remember them regular days when there wasn't no more watches for me. Now the money keep calling for me. I'm feeling like everyone plotting on me. Gotta pray for my people to block where they stay. And I know they all counting on me.